everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaki and today we're going to be having a little bit of a discussion. So as you can see by the title, this discussion will be all about should we vlog our children? Now clearly I do not have any children and arguably this isn't really my place to comment on, but I thought I would just add my 2 cents as someone who doesn't have children yet and is still vlogging, as I've been asked quite a few times by my audience if I'm ever going to have children and if I'll video them and if I'll vlog them. I just feel like it's a really topical subject right now, very interesting to me, because we are so media saturated in our society right now. We are so technologically native, media term for you, wow, swag. How did I say such a A-star fucking media term and then say swag in the same sentence? I don't know. YouTube are starting to be a bit more strict on their guidelines when it comes to minors in YouTube videos. If you upload on YouTube, then you probably have seen a change to the upload screen of having, is there minors in this video? A lot of family vloggers have been hit by these terms and conditions, not only because they are inhibiting content being monetized, not only this, but comment sections have been turned off for certain family channels and certain channels that include babies and children in them. I just want to discuss whether we should vlog our children, what my stance is, because a lot of people have asked me. So for me, I was born in 1999. I'm currently 19 years of age. I am 20 in December, which is fucking scary. But I was born in 1999 and obviously media landscape hadn't blown up with social media as much as it has now. My mum didn't have Facebook to post our baby photos on. She had physical copies of, you know, developed copies of photos from like proper cameras and stuff. Obviously it's a bit different now because the babies that are born probably from like, I don't know, 2010 to now probably have their baby photos and their newborn photos on phones. I think it's a very subjective opinion and up to you to decide whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Personally, I'm pretty neutral on that because obviously at the time I'm pretty sure people would have been like, we had our baby photos painted with oil. I'm sure people in the 1990s were a bit skeptical about having taken pictures of babies in that time. There's always going to be people who don't agree. I am just neutral on this. That's what our media landscape is now, and that's what it used to be in the past. So I think they're pretty the same because we kind of utilize whatever technology and media we have available to us in making memories, and I think taking photos and videos of your babies, whichever way is available to you as a parent, a mother, a father, or a parental figure of any kind, that's just the natural way to capture moments for people to look back on, especially you and your child when they're a bit older. Which leads me on to the whole YouTube thing. Obviously YouTube didn't exist in the 1990s, so I'm not naked in anyone's videos, basically. 20 years ago, you wouldn't have these family vlogger types because A, when YouTube first came around, they weren't popularised. It's only just recently with like Roman Atwood, Louise Pentland, the Saucony Jolies that these types of videos have been made popular. So this arises the question of should we vlog our children and how much should we show them online, because we've had scandals in the past where obviously being so open online and so transparent online in online spaces that it puts your baby at risk. I think this is why YouTube have demonetized videos and disabled comment sections. It isn't because they want to discriminate against families, it isn't because they mean it in a malicious way. I do generally think that they care about their minor audience and they care about the minors in certain videos. That is another thing as well about modern media. Grooming is such a big part of it, I think, and you're never gonna be able to like change that. You're never gonna be able to like remove them certain voices and people from online spaces, but what we can do is educate our children and let them know that some people online are safe, that you can have bunches and bunches of online friends. There are going to be some bad people on the internet, like there is bad people in real life as well and everywhere. We just need to make sure that they're aware of the signs and know how to keep themselves and their friends safe in these spaces. The privatization of social media use with like instant messaging, it started with MSN and now has grown to Facebook and Twitter and iMessage and stuff like that. The more private that kids' use of the internet gets, the more at risk they are of being exposed to grooming or cyberbullying. In terms of YouTube videos, I feel like as much as we like to admit that everywhere is nice and fluffy and positive vibes and everything like that, there are some family vloggers that are using their babies for views, and they're putting questionable things in the title and making people click on like babies being hurt and stuff like that. I feel like we shouldn't vlog our children in a means for them to be a cash cow, or for them to make money, or to have shocking titles, or even to just use in any kind of clickbait. The internet has no governing body, and it is incredibly permanent. Anything you type on the internet can never ever be erased. So if you said something really racist 10 years ago, it will be brought up definitely, like some people have unfortunately experienced. Everything that we put online and we emit into our online media landscape, it stays there forever. As much as you try to delete things, someone is always going to be skillful enough to find your dirt and to find the things that you don't want anyone else to see. The internet is also so expansive and large that it has no governing body, so anyone can say anything they like and they will definitely get away with it. That's why we can make these racist comments in the first place that get dug up 10 years later that, you know, our more politically correct and advanced society don't appreciate. And I think when that comes to children and when children are concerned, I think YouTube are very aware of that and they want to protect their younger audiences, and I think that's a really good thing. I don't think that's a negative thing. And also the fact that that child might not consent to having, like, all of their life, their first bath, their first words, their first I don't know, just their first things that should be experienced just between intimate family members like mum, dad, parental figure, siblings, not necessarily the whole world. I think it's a bit different than, you know, a 13, 14-year-old posting a raw XD, you know, that I was that kid, on MySpace and Facebook when it was trendy, and having something so permanent as someone's entire childhood and their first bath and like seeing a naked child. Like, I know they're only a baby, but there are some really fucked up people out there, like, I tell you now. As I said, I was born in the 1990s, right at the end of the 1990s, but before any proper technology really took off. We also had dial-up internet when I was born, but there was nothing that they could do to exactly upload a YouTube video or anything like that. There was internet cafes and stuff, but it would take like years to just upload one picture that was really low quality. Nothing to the scale of what we have today. If we had have had the technology then, would we have posted everything that we do now? Can we really prosecute people for posting so much about themselves and their children online? I don't know, because we have technology to do so, so why are people being prosecuted for doing so? Knowing how permanent it is, but posting things about your child and vlogging really up close and doing everything and doing videos on really personal things about your child's life, I feel like that is not your choice to make all the time. I don't want my child, me being a vlogger personally, I don't want my child looking back on my videos and thinking, wow, look at me at like 2 months old. And they probably won't care that much, but as they're trying to flourish and they're trying to grow on their own, maybe they want to be a vlogger as well, or maybe they want to, you know, just be like a professional, like a lawyer or a teacher, and that will always be attached to them no matter what they want in their future. And I feel like people don't really think about that all the time. I know that family vlogging is like almost a heritage and a legacy. So for example, if Joe Blogs is like vlogging his, should it be Joe Vlogs, not Joe Blogs? Then he meets someone and they're both vlogging their children will then vlog their children, and their children will vlog their, you know, it becomes like almost like a family tree of vloggers, and I can definitely see that happening. But what if them children don't want to be vloggers? It's fine if they do, and they might think that it's pretty cool that they already have like a digital footprint in terms of their career or something like that, if that's something that they want to go to. But what if they want to be a lawyer and they can't get lawyer jobs because they are on the internet when they were like 10 spouting all this shit about like just child stuff? I know it isn't necessarily a big deal to some people, but this is something I really think about and really consider in terms of childhood and what it means to be a child. The fact that children should be able to make mistakes in their childhood without it being broadcasted to an audience of 1 million people. That is my personal opinion on that, and the fact that if I ever have children, I probably will vlog them. I just probably won't do it on a regular basis, because I feel like that isn't my decision to make, to create a digital footprint for them that they might necessarily not want. To answer the question, should we vlog our children? I think it's okay to vlog our children in safe spaces. Like, I love watching family vloggers go to Disneyland, or them like gender reveal. But when it comes to things like abuse and bullying and stuff like that from parents, and they're vlogging their children thinking like knowing no better, I think there's a very fine line between the both of them, and I don't know. I need some more opinions on this, so let me know down below what your current ones are, because as someone who doesn't have children, I thought it was very interesting for me to give my 2 cents. I am not looking to have children for a very long time, at least until I don't know, 10 years or so. I'm currently 19 and thinking about children makes my vagina hurt. I want to hold off for as long as possible. I want to get my degree. I want to have a good career, something to do in the media. I just don't think that people realise how permanent the internet really is, and until you deep dive into the media, you even study it maybe, or you just know a little bit more about it, you're never really gonna know that the internet is really permanent, and no matter how much you delete your fucking minion quotes on Facebook, they're always gonna exist somewhere in the media landscape. Although it can be a tool for revolution, it can be a tool to create your own stuff, and you can represent yourself in so many different ways. But I also feel like we need to be careful in terms of children and the fact that a digital footprint isn't for everyone, and of course a child can't object to a digital footprint if you're like pushing it on them. But there you go. Please let me know your opinions down below, because I really like to know, because I love this kind of stuff. Do you think we should vlog our children? What are your stances? When is it acceptable? When is it not acceptable? So thank you so much for watching this discussion. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I make videos on this channel every single Monday and Wednesday. Monday for weekly vlogs and Wednesday for chatty content like this, discussion videos, reaction content, all that jazz. But for now, I will see you next week for all of my videos. 1, 4, 3. Bye!